so where were we? We were talking about Bumble. Did I get my take? I did not get my take on Bumble. Okay, Bumble. Yeah, the girl messages first, and even though the woman has to message first on Bumble, overwhelmingly, y'all just say hi. Y'all can't even. The one dating app where you can. It's the power is in your hands. Y'all can't even muster some clever shit. I'm just saying it. Y'all just say hi. Hi, how's it going? But hey, you know.
I had a really good one.
What did you say?
Mine would always be, what is the best form of potato? Ooh. And you could rate their questions, because if they said French fry, they're basic. But if they said something super extravagant, like a twice baked potato with this and that, they're too much. The correct answer is tater tots or hash browns.
Yeah. Word.
Okay. So, all right. That was a good one.
Thanks.
I'm sure that got you plenty of guys.
They were interested in it. America likes potatoes. It should be more of a pickup line.
Bring back the potato pickup lines. But yeah, so what I've noticed on Bumble is there are some girls that would, when I was on it, they would read my profile, comment on something, do something a bit creative, but like 95% of the messages were just hi. And I've heard a complaint from women on Tinder, if a guy just says hi, it's not very good. It's not great. I think it's a low likelihood of response if a guy just says hi. So when the tables are turned, y'all fucking up. Okay, so
do you respond to the highs though when someone says?
Yeah,
hi?
I'll still respond because here's the thing. Like, yes, I do, because that's what you got to work with what you get, you know. So I still would respond, but the idea for the app is kind of funny because it's so token, because it's all like, oh, let's empower women, let's give them, they can do it. But like my experience on Bumble was they say hi and then they're immediately passing to you the conversational burden. So it's just like it's just a totally token thing. So that's been my experience. They say hi and then you have to carry the conversation from there. So that's been my experience anyways. Not all the time. There's definitely some girls that they can bring it, but a lot of the time they say hi and then they expect you to do the typical, you have to be the one who's clever and, you know, saying all the shit, and then you have to ask them out. I don't think I've ever had an experience where they might say hi, but they're not going to ask for my number. They're not going to set up a date. So it's a very token like thing. Word. Okay. So.
Well, I think people say hi a lot on these apps because it's like these are very physical based apps, you know. It's like, so the hi is just an extension of their profile photo, you know. It's like they're not really saying much because they just want you to look at their photograph anyways and then nod or disagree with it.
I got something to say about that.
Say it.
I always try to open with like something to do with like whatever's in their bio or pictures. Yeah. My ex who moved to Italy for work, like he had a picture of a Warhammer 40K figure in place of the pot from like the pottery scene in Ghost, and I thought that was hilarious. No one else will, but like that's why I matched with him, and I mentioned it in my first message to him. Like I try to relate to something just to show that like, hey, I actually looked at what you wrote and also put on your profile. Not going to mention the fact that you're 6'4" and deadlift. God, I hope he doesn't watch this. But like, I always try to put an effort in just because they are very physical apps. I know 90% of these guys I match with are not looking at a single thing I write. And I want to make sure they are. And occasionally I'll drop in a little quiz.
You quiz them?
Yeah, I'll like mention something that wasn't in my bio. Like I'll be like, oh, like I said in my bio, like this, and they'll be like, oh yeah, ha, and then like try to like write a paragraph playing off of that, and I'll be like, I never wrote that. I got you. You're in jail, and then it fizzles out from there.
Okay. All right. So just going back around really quick, coming back to initiative, do you prefer it when the guy initiates, or would you rather initiate? Kayla.
I prefer when the guy does. Yeah.
Like, and overall, yeah, the guy.
I think it's more attractive when he does, but I think it's more fun when I do.
I like to allure to it, but it's more fun when the guy makes that first physical move.
The guy for sure.
I'm just so clueless. I need them to give me a clear sign.
I did see something too that one of my girlfriends told me was, like how they always say like, oh, like she wears the pants, but it's like she sews the pants and he wears them. So
Wait, what?
essentially, like,
What?
kind of like, so like girls will like put out those first few signs and then making the guy think that he made the first move. Like that's what I did with an ex of mine. I would like put out those first few signs. He's like, oh, okay, and then he shot the shot, so he thinks that he like made the first move. So like, I sewed the pants, but he wears them, type of thing, you know?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was meaning. I was like, you know, if you see someone at a club, you can give vibes. Like I know guys like to be like, oh, you expect to just know off a look or something, but it,
No,
like,
they
you
do.
know the look.
They pick up,
kind
like
of
you can like
thing.
you pass by, you're like, oh, I'm so sorry, touch their shoulder, touch their arm.
Absolutely.
Love that. But like something like that, and then they're just like, oh, okay, like I saw her, like let me go, and it's just like, no, like we saw you first, like,
Okay.
you know.
So why do you prefer that the guy take initiative?
Well, going back to what I said before, I sometimes feel weird doing stuff like that. Like I feel like an odd person.
I'm just clueless, and I can't take hints, so.
It's good self-awareness.
I think it's attractive when he kind of goes for it.
I don't like reaching for details, kind of. Like, I don't want to ask for your number. I don't want to, like, get all your information. I want you to want to get that from me.
Agree with her. It's more attractive, and also, like I said before, I'm not the most confident or bold. So,
What was the question? I have lost track of the conversation.
Well, I'll just ask a new one. Agree or disagree? If a guy doesn't have the balls to approach you, that's not the type of guy you want anyway.
Yeah, I mean, like, if again, I'm clueless. If you don't show clear signs you're attracted to me, I don't know at all. I'll just think you're a real good pal.
I would agree. I'm pretty clueless too.
I disagree. I like if I'm not immediately noticed sometimes.
Yeah, I disagree. I mean, I don't think, like, especially in like a bar setting, like there's a lot going on. Like he doesn't have to automatically see me, but I can definitely kind of introduce myself, and then he'll see me for the rest of the night, you know?
I also disagree. I feel like, oh, like the lead up to it is like really fun. So just like, oh, are they going to talk to me? Are they not going to talk to me? And then like, if they do, if they don't.
I also disagree, and I agree with you girls. I think that having someone come out, like, that's just, it's nice.
Okay.
It is. It validates a little bit, you know?